Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Drielle. I teach English as a second language. So I am really happy to be here because it's been quite some time I haven't been making content for YouTube, and that's because I was focusing all my energy and time on Instagram. But I feel that it's time for me to come back to YouTube and post weekly and help you guys speak English. So I do have some few exciting announcements. First one is that I am gonna start to make my videos in English only. So as you guys know, I don't speak English as my first native language. I actually speak Portuguese, and if you scroll down my YouTube feed, you're gonna see that I have a lot of videos where I speak Portuguese and videos where I teach English speaking Portuguese. But I've noticed that people now, even if they don't know a lot of English, they want to learn English in English, and I think that's super positive. It's something that I do believe that may help people in the long run, and I understand that might be difficult for some people who don't understand anything to learn a new language without knowing what the words mean. But I think more you are exposed and more you have contact with English and more you study, more you will understand over time. So I talked about it on my Instagram, and my Instagram is also gonna be only in English. So if you don't follow me for any type of reason, like because I post in Portuguese, because I speak Portuguese on my stories, that won't be a problem anymore. And so if you do want to learn more English, you want to hone your speaking skills, I suggest and highly recommend you to follow me on Instagram, where I share daily tips that it's very useful for those who want to speak the true and the very informal spoken English. I also highly recommend you to follow me on my podcast. I'm gonna link everything in the description box down below, so don't pause the video right now to go follow those links. But after you watch this video, just make sure you're gonna go down there, click on them, and follow me on social media and on podcast, where I do have an episode released every week where I talk about different and random subjects that I just feel like talking about. And I am gonna try to post twice a week here on YouTube, and I would kindly ask you to share my channel with your friends, to share my channel with those who you know who want to speak English and they're having a really difficult time into learning English as a second language. Because I also learned English as a second language, I know the struggle, and on top of everything, I have ADHD. Actually, I have ADD, which is attention deficit. And so I understand your struggles. I understand the struggles of those who really want to learn, but for some kind of reason they are unable to, either because they don't have money, so everything here is for free, or they really don't understand. So that's why I try to make as easy as possible for you to understand the concept and learn once and for all to speak English. So without further ado, let's go to our video's topic. And today I'm gonna talk about how to speak English and things that you have to do before really studying English. So some of the items I'm gonna list here may sound a little bit cheesy and cliche, but bear with me, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I want to help you avoid mistakes that I've made in my past, and that's why it took me more than a decade to become fluent in English. And also mistakes that I've noticed that my followers make and my students also used to make. So I just want to help you to speak English as easily and as faster as you can. And for that, you do need to follow some instructions. There is a better way of getting there, because people who actually got there now know better, and they are trying to help those who are not there yet. So it's very confusing, right? So, okay, let's go through 5 steps to how to speak English. So first of all, you need to know your why. There's also a book about this, where it talks about the purpose of things. Why do you do things? What is the purpose behind it? And that's very, very important, because at one point you're gonna feel frustrated, you're gonna feel sad, you're gonna feel dismotivated, because you're gonna think that English is just too hard for you to understand and to learn. You're gonna feel that you're studying a lot, but you're not moving as fast as you want. Maybe you're not moving at all, you're stuck. you're going to feel sometimes alone or tired because you're going to have to make some sacrifices. And in those moments, it's really easy for you to quit studying English and say, I'm done with this, I'm not gonna learn, and that's it. And then you're preventing yourself from just growing and accomplish things that really need English. To avoid quitting, you need to know your why. So why do you want to speak English and why it's important to you? I've never given up of speaking English because I wanted to live here and that was my dream, to live in the USA. I remember being in Brazil and being so upset because I was there and not here, because I was a Brazilian and not an American. Because I had that dream of coming here, of living here one day, I pursued my dream of speaking English. It was not easy. I also didn't have that very clear in my mind at the time. It was a dream, but it was like almost like a fantasy, something that I knew that wouldn't happen because good things or amazing things would never happen to me. That's the kind of belief I had back then. But something inside me, like that little hope, made me keep on moving, keep on going. And so it's important to know your why. Maybe you want to learn English because you want to travel abroad. You want to study abroad, you want to work abroad. Maybe you want that job that requires English proficiency. I don't know. There are several reasons why you would like to learn English, and you just have to know what are the reasons are and how strong they are, because they gotta be very strong if they're going to motivate you through those difficult times where you feel discouraged and sad and frustrated. So that's it. Have your goals, write it down on a piece of paper and put right in front of you where you see it every day. You can write in your journal, I don't know, but write it down somewhere and just constantly look at your goals and look at your whys and push yourself, even if you don't want to be pushed and even if you don't want to move anymore because you're tired and stressed. But I'll let you know now that it's not easy, but it's not impossible, and it's very worth it. I still make mistakes, but I think that's very common and natural. I make mistakes in Portuguese as well. It's not easy to think in English and say it and speak in English for a whole video, but I'm pushing myself and I'm putting myself out there, and that's what you need. You need the courage, and you need to know that it's okay to make mistakes and it's okay to feel discouraged and frustrated, but you just gotta know how to deal with those feelings and keep on moving. The second step is to establish goals, short and long goals. Why? Let me tell you. I wanted to come to the USA. I had a dream of living here, but I didn't have like a plan. I didn't know how I would come, when I would come, what I would do to come, what I would do to make money to come. I didn't have plans. Because I didn't have plans, I didn't have short and long term goals. It took me nearly 10 years to become fluent in English. So I have a goal to go to the USA in, 2024. I'm gonna go through an exchange program. By then, I'll have to be speaking English. Great. You have your long-term goal, which is to learn how to speak English and go to your exchange program in 2 years. So that's your long goal, your long-term goal. It's important because that's going to define the small steps you have to take in order to accomplish that goal. Short-term goal will help you get to that long-term goal. So for example, what am I gonna do to reach that goal? First, I'm going to know my why. And then now I'm going to establish my goals on how I'm going to get there. So your goals is how you're going to get there and also in how long you're going to get there. So am I going to buy an English course? Am I going to pay a private teacher? Am I going to study by myself? And you got to also know what's your current level. So I'm basic. So in 3 months, I want to be basic 2. And then in 3 more months, I'm going to be in the intermediate 1 and so forth. So you build up your goals. So first you make your long-term goal, and then you come with the small-term goals to get there. So for example, don't spend more than 3-4 months in one level. I think that's plenty of time to change your levels. And if you're not changing your levels, if you don't feel that you are progressing, something is wrong and you're stuck. So keep in mind that you need to be realistic. Don't fantasize, oh, I'm gonna learn how to speak English fluently in 6 months. That may not be your reality. That may not be something that's possible for you, because it involves, you know, your English level, where you are, the environment, how much you study, how much effort you're putting into. So just make very realistic goals based on your reality right now. So if you are in your home country and your home country don't speak English as a first or a second language, you know that 6 months is not enough. So I want to change levels in 3-4 months. That's a very realistic goal. That's a very realistic short-term goal, and then you go from there. So you accomplish this one, and then you write another small-term goal, and you keep on doing that until you become fluent. So write it down and write your plan of action. Outline your steps. Now, very important, let's talk about step number 3, which is to establish a routine. Without a routine, you're not going to speak English as fast as you want and as fast as it's possible. So if I study English today and I skip tomorrow, and then I skip the other day, and then I study like 4 days from now, my memory won't be as fresh. And every time I see a new thing or a thing that I have already previously studied, it's going to sound and feel new to me because I haven't been practicing. Also, when we're talking about oral communication, you have to build up a muscle memory. So when you're speaking, it involves your mouth muscles and your brain. And if you don't speak constantly, you're going to forget the sounds, the words, the meanings. It will affect your muscle workout and your muscle memory. So if you do want to speak English as fast as you can, you need to establish a routine. So I would suggest you to study for an hour where everything around you is English, okay? For at least an hour. Some people may argue that 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes is enough, but I don't think it is. If you remember when you were first learning your native language, you spent a year hearing and listening people talking to you in your native language only. And at first, during that 1 year, you were unable to repeat those sounds, to make those sounds. Then you turned 2 and you start developing and saying your first words. But still, you don't say them correctly. You don't know how to say everything correctly. You don't form phrases. You're not forming phrases at this age. And so it's a process, right? But if you are in that environment as a baby, listening to your native language the whole time, and still takes you 2-3 years to start speaking really the language, can you only imagine what it's like to learn a second language by only studying 10 minutes a day? Quite impossible, don't you agree? I think it's very, very hard to believe that someone became fluent studying 10 minutes a day, being honest. So I would suggest at least 1 hour. And this 1 hour shouldn't be you staring at the books or listening to a video class on YouTube or on a course you're currently paying. But it also should involve active learning, where you are speaking and practicing your listening skills and not only reading and writing. Reading and listening are oftentimes easier skills because it involves different parts of your brain. So whenever you're listening or reading something in English, it will be easier. But to speak and write, those are difficult because it involves you taking the action and involves a different part of your brain and abilities. So if you want to learn how to speak English, you need to have some practice, which comes to our step number 4, contact with English. So you have to study for at least 1 hour, but that doesn't mean that that's it. It's all you need for that day. So for example, how many hours do you spend awake? So I made the math and I, Drielle, spend 10 hours awake every single day. 10 times 7, which is the number of weeks we have it, comes to 70 hours, 70 awake hours. From those 70 awake hours, if you study 1 hour a day, so you will have 7 hours of English and 63 hours of your native language. Crazy, huh? So you gotta increase that context so you have like a faster progress and more satisfactory results. So what I suggest, use your free time wisely and control what you can in your environment. So let's say you're doing the laundry, you're doing the dishes. What do? Oh, I like to watch a movie, or I like to turn YouTube on, or I like to listen to music. If you like to do that, why not do it in Portuguese or do it in English? Portuguese. You don't want to learn Portuguese. English. So why don't you do it in English? For example, when I do the dishes, I turn a YouTube video on of topics that I really enjoy and that I'm really into it, but there are in English, no subtitles. And I try not to watch it as much as to listen. I try to improve my listening skills by listening. So whenever I am doing something that I can't control, I choose English. So for example, I'm gonna cook. I am in a mood for cooking. I wanna bake something. I wanna make a dessert or a new dish. Instead of researching for recipes in my native language, I'm gonna research for recipes in English. How to make a pot pie, how to make a peach cobbler recipes. Or if I want to make a new makeup style, I'm just gonna go, makeup looks, and I'll follow that tutorial right there on YouTube in English. And so I've learned a lot of vocabulary by doing that. I am into random different things and topics. So I love makeup and skincare, but I also love true crime. So I'm learning a lot about, detective and investigative vocabulary. So it's interesting and something that you can control. You are in the shower, why not turn a podcast on, or maybe a song in English? So control everything you can. And when you make the decision to learn English as a second language, right there, right off the bat, you should change your phone's language, your computer's language. Everything you can control should be in English. But Drielle, I won't understand a thing. Well, yeah, but over time that gets better and you start understanding more. So even though it's difficult, you're very afraid, you don't like to not understanding things, just get used to that. Get used to that, because that's gonna happen a lot. You're not gonna understand a lot of things in English, okay? So get over that and just change your phone's language right now. And which is cool though, I'm gonna give you like a bonus tip here. If you have an iPhone, and I don't know if it works for Samsung as well or any other type of devices, but let's say you want to type a text message to your friend, you can use here down the bottom, you have a microphone, and then if you press on it, it will listen to you and type the words it's listening. And so instead of just typing, you can actually dictate the message you want to send, and it's another way of practicing your speaking skills. Also, you can download some apps such as Evernote and write daily journals in English, because you can also dictate. You can also send your friends audio messages in English. So there are several things. Siri is in English, so if I ask her something, it has to be in English, which helps me to make my sentences better and helps me to make questions in English. So have your phone in English. That's out of the discussion. It should be something that you have to do if you really want to learn English, if you really want to communicate in English. And our fifth step on how to learn speak English, you should practice. So a lot of students out there just watch lessons by a book. They do some exercises, but they don't practice, because they are afraid of making mistakes, because they're afraid they're not going to understand what the other person is saying, because they are afraid of not being able to fully express what is feeling and thinking. But that's silly. You gotta start. There's no way you learn how to drive a car without driving a car. There's no way you're gonna learn how to speak English without speaking English. And that's the main thing. You cannot learn how to do something without doing something. I cannot learn how to swim without going to the pool and jumping into the pool and swimming. There's no way I'm gonna learn how to ride a bike without riding a bike. You cannot learn things by only watching and reading. You have to put into practice and you have to put into action. If you are afraid of making mistakes, that's going to disappear after a while, because you're gonna see that a lot of people make a mistake, and including Americans and including people who speak English as their native language. It's something that you do in your native language. You don't speak your native language perfectly, grammatically correct, do you? I don't. My Portuguese is terrible. In fact, my Portuguese is terrible. But it's okay. Informal spoken English is not always grammatically correct. And if you do make a mistake, you have the chance to correct yourself like you would do in your native language. So I think that we push ourselves and we ask of ourselves so much. We pressure ourselves so much because we are speaking a second language or third language or whatever. But if you think about how you speak your first language and how it's not perfect, you're going to relax a little more. You're also going to see that it's okay not understanding things 100% or even 50%. Sometimes it's okay to ask, what? Can you repeat, please? You're going to see that people are very friendly. They want to help you. They're very proud of you for learning a new language, because that's freaking hard. There are so many new words, sounds, grammar rules that a language evolves. And also you have to learn about the culture. You have to learn about the sounds. It's just another level of learning. Learning a second language is very difficult. That's why people don't judge you. They want to help you. I'm not saying that everybody will not judge you, but most people will not judge you. They're gonna try to help you. And if you are giving your best and trying to improve every single time and every single day, that's what matters. That you're trying and that you're trying to improve. What I judge is that it's a flaw. I shouldn't judge. But I feel that we can be better speakers if you get over yourself sometimes and get over your own opinions and get over that you want to speak English how you want to speak English and not how it's actually spoken, if you know what I mean. Some people are not worried about the sounds, pronunciation, how to sound more fluid and better. Some people are not worried about improving their speaking skills. They are very comfortable, and you hit a point where you are comfortable and it's okay. But if you're not at that point, why would you settle? Because you need to get there and you need to keep improving. So practice, and ways to practice your speaking and listening skills. So the listening skills, I've just talked to you about a whole bunch of things that you can do. But speaking skills, you can actually do the imitation technique. You can make videos, you can record yourself, you can practice with dialogues, guided texts and dialogues. You can also pay an English course where you have the practice. So for example, in my English community, you're going to have, conversation classes weekly and debate classes weekly where you do have to speak only in English. You can also make friends, make friends with people who are learning English as a second language and make these friends your study buddy and have weekly conversations with them either through a phone call or a video meeting. But don't forget to practice, because that's very important. It's a key element to your learning. And this video is very long. I'm so sorry, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I just wanted to really thank you for being here, supporting my work. If you're not a subscriber, just don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button, and also hit the like button and give me a thumbs up if you really liked the video. Also, don't forget to share with your friends. I know I'm asking a lot of things, but follow me on social media, follow me here, follow me on the podcast. Take a look into my website and my English community, and if you are interested, you have all the information there. And that's it from me today. I hope to see you in the next video, and bye bye.